I want to first just kind of go over what private label rights is so you have a really good understanding. Just in case you don't, just in case you don't know what it is. PLR stands for private label resale rights. It means that somebody creates a product and then they offer it for sale, but in a special, very, very special way. Typically, you go out and you buy a product, right? And you can use that product yourself. You can't then copy the product and sell it to other people, right? Well, with private label rights, you can. You are actually buying the rights to the product so that you can do, a lot of different things with it. In a lot of cases, you can change the title, you can change the content of it, you can put your own name on it, and then you can sell it to other people without having to have actually created the product. That's essentially what you're doing, is buying the rights to it. And don't worry, it is actually totally legal. You can't buy rights to every product. Some people sell their product and that's it. They want to just sell the product to end users. Others create products for the purpose of you being able to buy the rights to it. So yes, a lot of times you have to pay a little more, especially for the good quality stuff. A lot of times this stuff will come with a website. Like it'll already have the graphics and stuff. Preferably, they give you source graphics because, well, you'll see why on the next slide. I want to tell you how you really kill it by doing PLR. A lot of times it'll even give you maybe a free offer to give away. They'll give you autoresponder emails. They'll give you a whole bunch of stuff. Some sites, like nakedplr.com, for example, will give you just the content. That's it. Just like an ebook, or maybe they'll do a video, and that's all you get is just that. And boom, you're set. You go out and you do everything else with it yourself. Okay, but it gives you a huge head start, and it is usually much cheaper than going out and trying to hire somebody to create it for you. But understand that when you buy a private label rights product, you are the owner. That means it is your product. And it's totally ethical, totally legal to put your name on it, or somebody else's name if you want. If you want to just use a pen name, you can do whatever you want to with it. Now, you got to check the terms when you buy private label rights products, because some of them are different. They have master rights, and they have regular PLR, and they have, a bunch of different kinds of versions, really, that give you different levels of what you can do. So you do got to check that. But a nice thing, too, about PLR products is, if you're an affiliate for something, let's say, you don't have any control over the price of that product at all. The vendor owns it, right? They set the price. Well, with a PLR product, you set the price. So here's why PLR is bad. Because some guys go out there, they buy the product, they buy the PLR package and they want to sell it. And then some other guys out there and they want to sell it and they start fighting with each other. Okay? So it's a price war, right? And this guy wants to undercut this guy, and so they work it down. And pretty soon you can buy a whole library of crappy PLR for $7. It's just ridiculous. Well, you do set your own price, right? But there's a way around all of that, because most people take the PLR and they buy it, they set it up, and they sell it. And that's it. That's all they do. The secret to making your PLR aspect of this working is rebranding. You're going to take the, actually, let's go ahead and go to the next slide. We'll talk more in detail about rebranding. You're going to take the content that you get and you're going to change it up. Now, what that means is, don't worry, it's not a lot of work. It means we want to change the title of the product. We're going to call it something else. Because if everybody out there that bought this PLR package is selling Yoga with Jeremy, and they don't change the title, then now you have like 500 people selling the same product, and they're going to do that price bidding thing, price war, right? Now, if you've got beginning yoga with Johnny Guru, Nobody else has that. So when they see 500 people selling this product for $10 and they see you selling your product for $47, they're going to be like, okay, these guys are selling junk, and this is probably this $47 course. This is what I want to look at. Okay, so just a simple thing like changing the title. You might also want to go through there and do a search and replace. And if there's a name in there, change yours out, right? Put your name in there. You can also change the graphics up a little bit. Now, the reason I mention this is because sometimes a PLR package will include a website and maybe an ebook design. The really good ones include source graphics for all of that, because you need to be able to tweak it. Change the colors a little bit. Maybe swap out the graphics to it. Now, what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to show you a PLR package that I purchased, and then I'm going to show you the changes that I made to it and how just a few little swapping out things makes it a totally different product. Now, it's not going to be a Photoshop tutorial, okay? I'm not going to go through all the stuff about Photoshop and how you do all this stuff. This is about site flipping, okay? But I am going to show you the before and after, and we'll talk about what the differences were. It's amazing how just a few things that you change give you a totally original product that nobody else has. And the thing is, it's so stupid. Nobody does this. Nobody goes out there and they want the easiest buck that they can make, so they buy the PLR. They don't do any work to it. They throw it up, and then they gripe about the fact that 500 other people are selling the same thing. Okay, so the key here is the rebranding. Then do your own little spin on the content. Actually read the ebook and maybe do a little bit of editing. Put some things in your own words. Just make it a little bit different. If it comes with a website that has a sales page, definitely go over that sales page and change it up. Customize it. I would much rather start out with a 1,500 word sales page, and I go in there and just read it and tweak it to make it my own, than have to write it from scratch. I guarantee you that. I mean, it's a lot more work writing it from scratch. But truly make the package your own. Try to do every little thing that you can do just to make it different than everybody else that's selling the PLR. Okay, so let's go ahead in the next video and I'll talk to you about a PLR product that I grabbed and the changes that I made to the graphics and things like that. And you can see, how big a difference it makes. Okay, so here is a PLR product that I purchased, actually in a package of PLR products. It came with, graphics and content, things like that. Everything basically ready to go, PSD format. That means, for those of you that don't know, PSD is a graphics format for Adobe Photoshop. And that just means you get the actual source graphics and then you do with it what you want. Okay? And this right here is a template that came with the package that is an e-cover, kind of e-book looking thing, for like a DVD case or something, or you can make a little book with it or something like that. And this is the graphics that came with it. You'll notice, and again, this is not going to be a Photoshop training, folks, okay? I am just going to show you that what I get here is all the different elements. Okay, here's the different elements of this package. Those little birdies, the text elements that are in there. Let's find a title here maybe. The coins on the ground. Okay, they're all the treasure chest. They're all little elements that are all different. Okay, and then put together, it's called a composition. It's a bunch of different things together, makes one, final visual product here. Well, here's what I did, and again, just go in there, tweak some things, change the title. It took me about 15-20 minutes. Bam. Okay, completely new product. I changed the title to Twitter Traffic. I rearranged the little description thing that pops up here, added it to the spine, changed the spine up, made my little birdies green and have many more of them, right? Look, I just duplicated them. Made it like they were saying all this with the little box there. Changed the overall color theme to that green color. Simple to do, 15, 20 minutes, completely new product. So that is all that it takes to make the switches so that you've got a new product. If you got content that you're dealing with, you want to do the same thing. This package also came with a web template. I would want to do the same thing with that web template. Match this new theme that I've created here. And if there's sales copy, I want to go through that. I want to configure that so that it's more customized towards me. Okay, you can throw in some of your personality, stuff like that. But the bottom line is, this is actually not very difficult to do, and it totally sets you apart. So now you're going to have this product set up on your new website, and you're going to set that on Flippa, and bam, it's like somebody can walk in to an instant website and product with content, and it's all customized. They're the only ones truly that really have that exact product. All right, up next, we're going to go through the process. I'm going to tell you basically what it is that you want to do to get your website up and running after you've got the product all customized and ready to go. Simple website process here, but a few tips that I do want to give you so that you don't, it doesn't come back and bite you later on. First off, you need to register a domain utilizing keywords. Okay, you did your keyword research. Try to get some of those keywords in the domain, or if it's a new product that you made, right, with the PLR thing or whatever, the new title that you've got, see if that's available, maybe. I always recommend try to stick with the .com as the suffix there, because those are the best selling. Now, you want to sign up for a brand new monthly hosting account. Here's why. You don't want to put this on your own, maybe you've got a hosting account with unlimited domains, blah, 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 and all that stuff. That's great and fantastic, but you want to offer the flexibility that the buyer on Flippa is able to literally take over the account without doing anything. They don't have to download and upload nothing. They don't have to change any information. Other than changing the registrar information, but that can all be done right there in the hosting account. Okay, so once the transaction's over, you give them all of the information that they need to log in, and they can update their own registrar information there on the site. But that's all they can do their own payment information, everything. It's literally just a little swap, and that's very convenient. Okay, once you get that up, then you're going to upload your site. You want to set up everything and make it fully functional. What that means is very simple. Do PayPal, right? PayPal's super duper easy. Configure a PayPal buy button, do the download page, thank you page, whatever. Just make everything where it really works just like it's supposed to. It's turnkey. Somebody comes to the site, they click the buy button, they pay, they get taken to the thank you page. It just works. Okay, make sure all of that works. If there's an autoresponder, if there's an opt-in box on there anywhere, make sure that that's plugged into your autoresponder so that they can see, bam, this really is set up, functioning, everything works. And then all they've got to do is come in and make changes to maybe the PayPal button. They create their own PayPal button, and they make changes so that it goes into their account when the purchase is made. But that's the only change that they have to make, right? Okay, you want to test everything. You don't want, as people are going to check out your site when they're on Flippa. They're going to go check it out, and if stuff's not working, then they're not going to be impressed. Okay, and then you want to blog. 10 to 15 keyword-rich articles. These articles do not have to be in-depth. They don't have to be long by any means. 300 to 400 words, that's not a lot of writing. It's not difficult. If you found out that somebody that ranked well is using a 2% keyword density, then make sure you use a 2% keyword density. You have to be really careful with Google. Will actually penalize you if you use too great of a keyword density. They're going to assume that you're doing keyword stuffing and spamming. So if you've got a 300-word article and you're using your keyword 50 times, they're going to be like, okay, no, you're cut off, thanks, bye. So with blogging, let me just give you some, this is not really about article writing, but I want to give you some pointers. It's not about SEO, but again, I want to give you some helpful info. When you pick your keyword, let's say you get your dozen or so keywords that you've decided to target. You're going to pick one keyword. You're going to write one article about that keyword, and the title is going to have the keyword in it, the title of the page. Any headers on the article itself, you want to have the keyword in there as well. You want to maybe bold or italicize that keyword at least once or twice in the article. I suggest you do use images and use the keyword as the alt tag in the images. And if you have any, if you decide to do any link building, which would be, just beneficial to you in the long run, if you decide to do any link building, make sure that you use that same keyword with anchor text back to that specific blog post. Okay, and as far as the blog goes, let me mention this. I suggest that you use WordPress, set up a blog on the site, and make the permalinks so that the title of the article is in the permalink, not just a page number. By default, WordPress uses those page numbers for the permalinks, and that is not very keyword friendly for search engines. So you can change that though, and WordPress has like a million pages of documentation, so you can figure out how to do that. But just as a word to the wise. And then I suggest that you use Google Sitemap and do a submission. Okay, what this is going to do is create a layout of your website that search engines are going to absolutely love. And it gets Google to crawl your website right away, okay, which is cool. That means you have a really good chance of getting indexed very quickly. Do that after you have the 10 to 15 articles, though. And really depending on, I don't know how much you like writing. Me personally, I can sit down, if I have time, I can sit down and write a ton of articles fairly quickly. I'm pretty proficient at it. If you like writing, you can knock all these off in a day. If you don't, try to at least do one or two in a day. If you're gonna go ahead and devote an evening, to your business, try to knock out a couple articles in that time frame. Okay. All right. Up next, we're going to talk about selling on Flippa. I'll give you some tips and how you can get more money for your sites.